Men biologically have to spread their seed. Hey honey, here's your spaghetti bolognese and also do you want a threesome?
Balls in the face. It can happen.
Yeah.
It happens pretty rarely, but it can happen. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. This is Swingers React, in this case to a swingers movie, because we're swingers.
Yeah. So we're Kate and Darryl, we're from the Swinging Downunder Podcast. You can go and check out our website down below. And what you're gonna actually hear us talking about today is a swinger movie. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna look at the different scenes. We're gonna cut it up out of a swingers movie, and we're gonna tell you whether or not these things are true, false, exaggerations, bullshit. You're gonna hear it all on today's episode. So thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoy
It's a little tidbit of each of those in every movie,
There
I
is.
think.
But we will teach you that in
soon.
this episode.
I couldn't handle a threesome. I couldn't do it, honestly. I'm just not well versed enough on three-way etiquette. I mean, where to start, what to put where, who to do who first. I mean, am I paying too much attention, not enough attention, who to thank? Oh, the pressure. You thank everybody.
That's
Pretty accurate.
pretty accurate, actually. I mean, I think all of us have gone into events like this just thinking, wow. And the interesting thing is the more numbers you add,
The harder it becomes.
the more people you're trying to figure out the ddynamics
What
of.
I liked about this particular scene was you've got like this cool as a cucumber dude who's sitting back with his beer. He's like, yeah, man, like, because he's, done the threesome thing before. And then you've got like this neurotic, unsure of himself dude that's like, what do I do? What do I wear? How do I act? Too much attention, not enough attention. It's accurate.
Certainly we felt that way.
Absolutely. If you're
Coming
thinking about getting into the lifestyle, you don't even know what it is. So of course you're going to be like, how does it even happen? I don't know. Let's check the next clip.
Okay.
I can't believe you're having an affair. Not an affair. A fling, a lark, a romp, booty call, little bump and grind.
What about your husband?
It was Vince's idea.
You're having an open marriage? How come you never told me this?
Over 50% of marriages fail because of infidelity.
50% of marriages fail due to infidelity.
That stat's actually a little low now.
It is a little low in terms of the divorce rates. The divorce rate, I think, at the moment is 2/3 of all relationships or all marriages end in divorce, but not because of infidelity, because let's face it, living with somebody is hard, so.
And also an open relationship. One of the things that is a misconception, I suppose, is that open relationships are people cheating on each other.
Yeah.
If it's an agreement between the couples, then that might not necessarily be the case.
Two girls in a change room? Accurate. Let's carry on.
Right before we got married, Vince came up with the 10 rules to a healthy, open relationship.
How many men have you been with?
That way we'd never end up divorced because of cheating.
How many?
Men biologically have the need to spread their seed.
How many men?
Doesn't matter. Do you think he will like this?
Men biologically have to spread their seed.
Right.
Again, he came up with this. He came up with the rules. It was how we should have a healthy marriage. It's hard to say. This conversation is, what would you say, accurate, inaccurate, bullshit?
I think it can be a bit of both. I mean, it just depends on who's initiated this conversation. And can I say, I was a little surprised coming into this lifestyle, realizing how many women have initiated this conversation rather than men.
Interestingly enough, though, she's buying a dress for somebody else. Specifically for somebody else. Now, in terms of the lifestyle.
Oh yeah, sorry. Specifically, she's going on a date with another man.
Yeah, and
that's
she's
right.
out purchasing a dress. Now, that is, I would say, it's slight bullshit in the sense that not a lot of people will specifically go out and buy new clothing for somebody else, because that is not, it doesn't feel super fair. If I'm going out and spending money on a new dress and I'm looking hot, like, chances are you're seeing it. Darryl's probably seeing it first.
Shit, yeah,
not
absolutely.
necessarily on another date in this swinging lifestyle. So that was interesting.
Okay, so he made up 10 rules.
Yeah. 1, never go out with an ex.
Right.
2, no more than 3 dates with the same person.
3, no pictures, video, or media yet to be invented in perpetuity throughout the universe. 4, always an away game, never on home turf. That includes friends and neighbors' beds.
No multiple dates. A lot of swingers have this rule. And the reason behind it is oftentimes because you could possibly catch the feels if you're seeing somebody casually for more than one date. In terms of no sleeping with friends?
Well, I would say that's not terribly accurate in general. A lot of times I think people who find themselves in the lifestyle actually end up finding that their friends also have some sort of thoughts about this, and then at some point in the future, it may or may not happen. It doesn't always happen, but it sometimes does.
Number 6, the neighborhood blackout rule. Stay away from favorite restaurants, clubs, hangouts. 7, the group max, no more than 5 at a time.
Oh, whoa,
5
whoa,
only.
time out.
No, don't go to your favorite bars and restaurants. I would
Well,
say,
no, that's-
I call bullshit on that rule
Yeah,
too,
yeah, absolutely.
because that's, look, if you've dated us, I'm going to tell you the truth now, we've probably taken other dates to that
Oh,
cocktail
yeah.
bar because it's an awesome cocktail bar.
But the no more than 5, it's an odd number for starters,
Okay.
which just in most cases is not a thing.
No, well,
No.
unless they're singles, but
Yeah, but it's that's not a thing.
8, no gifts, giving or receiving. 9, the no sleeping with friends and family plan. That includes second and third cousins.
9 does not need to be said.
No.
No. And also the no gifts or...
No gifts giving or receiving.
I don't think that's a thing.
I can see how it would be though,
Yeah.
because if you are perhaps just starting out or you're in this and you have very specific rules and all of a sudden somebody's giving me like a diamond necklace or something,
Oh, yeah.
and I can see perhaps how that might create some issues in the relationship.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Maybe you should consider separation.
Hell no.
I would say that is super accurate for somebody who's having a conversation with their friends about their open relationship or their lifestyle, because most people don't understand it. It is so far removed from what a standard relationship is all about. So I would absolutely agree that that is accurate.
Yeah, but I'm really hopeful that it's more than sex that keeps us together.
Yeah, well, there's also the bacon sandwiches. Carry on.
Is,
It's okay. You're gonna say yes.
well, will you have a threesome with me?
Really quickly, before she
Absolutely.
answers, this conversation is so casual in this movie, I call bullshit.
Total bullshit.
Nobody is out having a 4-way dinner date with vanilla friends and springs this question. There
Yeah.
is more thought and conversation and consideration placed into this than just,
Yep.
hey honey, here's your spaghetti bolognese and also do you want a threesome?
Well, I can't wait to get you buck naked because I have a surprise.
It's probably chlamydia. Hurry up.
Okay, before we move on,
Yeah.
one of the very common things that people think about swingers is there's a constant concern about STDs. I, as a swinger, am much more conscious than what I was when I was a 20-year-old kid looking to get laid.
Yeah, fair.
Really? You'll have a threesome with me?
Definitely. I've always wanted to know what it would be like with 2 guys.
Great. I'm gonna have some guy's balls in my face.
Yes, I want to have a threesome. I've always wanted to know what it feels like to have 2 guys. This is accurate, I would say. A lot of people go into this and when they say a threesome in their own mind, they think about certain sexual roles that are involved in that.
Yeah.
And the other person might think completely opposite.
Also, the balls in the face comment. I
Yes.
mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
It happens pretty rarely, but it can happen.
It's time for some butt bongo, baby. I want to worship your ass. You're married?
You're married.
You're married.
Question
mark.
How often do you think people get involved in this and their partner doesn't know they're in the lifestyle? I would call bullshit on that.
I call bullshit on that
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's pretty rare.
I mean, there's no reason to hide it. You're going to tell that person because
Yes.
you don't want them texting you, calling you, wanting another date when you're going to shut it down.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, Vince, is the Emma Cooney thing bull so you can just have your little Vince Gone Wild weekend?
Then where can we put our stuff?
Upstairs, but first, who wants martinis? Only they won't be teeny.
He's so witty.
this is classic misconception about the swinging lifestyle, which is that you've got this stud who all of a sudden has 2, 3, 4 girls that he's pleasing at a time. Come on.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. In fact, actually, if you start researching about the swinging lifestyle, one of the biggest questions we get asked, you guys, is how do I deal with performance anxiety? You're not going to come out of the gate and just be like, 2 ladies come at me. Like,
Well, you might, but it may not work
Yeah.
out terribly well.
What? Nothing.
The beach. Nude sunbathing.
Oh my God. You are bad.
No, you're bad.
You're bad.
You're bad.
Ladies, you're both bad.
He is so tomorrow's obituary.
I mean, if you've gotten into this and you've had the discussion and you understand what's going on,
and then all of a sudden you're seeing your partner engage in that exact way that you both agreed upon, and then they become in trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of the wrong way to do it.
Now, I wouldn't call bullshit on this because I'm sure that in theory and in fantasy, people talk about these things and then all of a sudden they physically see it, and it is a very different situation, which is why one of their rules is no seeing, no talking, no nothing.
Yeah, which is actually, I think, a tough rule to hang on to, because fortunately your imagination typically imagines the worst of what your fears are.
Or a more extreme version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is not a thing.
Oh, well, you know, we got them diving in Turks and Caicos.
I actually see these dresses at a swingers event.
Oh yeah, that's accurate.
Cameron, I don't understand. I thought that you agreed to this.
I did, but geez, only because I didn't want to lose him.
Only because I didn't want to lose him.
Not a good reason to agree.
Not a good reason, but accurate?
I don't think
bullshit?
so. I think it's bullshit. I think there's a small minority of people out there who have agreed to this because they didn't want to lose their partner. But unfortunately, if you have something wrong with the relationship and you open it up, it's likely something's going to go wrong after that.
Hey, where you going?
To make up for lost time.
Hey, why'd you come down here and spy on me anyway? You know the rules.
Maybe I came down here to have a little fun myself. Did you ever even think about that?
Is that what the phone call was? And the naked kid in the bedroom? Oh, I'm gonna make shark bait out of your jail bait. Owen was telling the truth. You came down here to rob the cradle, Mrs. Robinson?
Mrs. Robinson age thing. I think one of the, again, misconceptions of this lifestyle is a lot of people have the belief that that age is a defining personality trait almost. So there's certainly some difference there to the real world. Because I think when swingers have a party like this, it tends to go off. Like there tends to be fire breathers and things like that. You know, if they're having a proper party, if it's not inside a house, if it's a pool party or an outdoor party or something like that, it tends to happen.
Yeah, especially if it's a well-organised party. So in the swinging lifestyle, we have hotel takeovers, we have conventions. Yes, swingers have conventions. We have private parties. You know, you get a complete range, and I agree. I think that a well-organised outdoor party is likely to have entertainment and that wow factor.
Who the hell is this guy?
I'm Matt. Who are you? Are you Ben?
The pole vaulter?
I can explain everything.
Do you still have feelings for him, Kate?
No, Ben, you asked me for a three-way.
And you want one with him?
No, but I would like someone to listen.
Well, why didn't you just talk to me, Kate?
I'm gonna give you guys a minute.
I feel like that's the beginning of this whole conversation happening at the end of the conversation.
Yeah, like somebody's going to bring this up. Somebody has to make the first move.
Yeah.
And talk about this.
Yeah.
And generally, this is how it's going to go, because you're going to have somebody who's likely been thinking about this for possibly possibly months, possibly even years.
Yeah.
Bring it up to their spouse. They don't know what's going on. So you've been thinking about this for a very long time. Put them on the spot. Their reaction likely to be like this,
Yes.
which is why, what's happening, aren't I good enough? All of those questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I agree. I think this is accurate.
Pretty accurate if you get it wrong to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been rethinking our arrangement.
Yeah, you want a divorce?
No. I mean our rules.
You mean your rules?
The thought of you with another man makes me crazy.
Yeah, I didn't really like it myself.
So, I mean, that's...
Again, conversations that could have happened.
Eons before, it should have...
She doesn't like the rules. He doesn't like the rules. He doesn't want to see her with another man.
I mean, these are the things that you discuss up front, and this is not a good movie for exactly these reasons. It's a movie that plays up the whole lifestyle.
It does. It plays up the drama.
The drama.
Question though, do you think that their conversation would be as free and easy as what they're making out in this movie?
No, not at all.
I'm calling bullshit on that scene purely because if the tensions are that high and the emotions are that high, there is no way they're going to be cool, calm, and collected about it.
No, they're going to be
breakfast
angry.
Bagels.
Yeah, probably there'll be a bagel smear in somebody's face.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, without a doubt.
Everything is brilliant.
Thank God monogamy saved the day yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, could you imagine if they had to go through their whole life being non-monogamous? It would have been despicable, especially if they'd had an adult relationship and had a conversation about it and actually worked out the finer details and then done this crazy thing where they talk to each other on the way through.
Right. So we have a black ring rating. So black rings are supposed to be a symbol of the swinging lifestyle. Black ring rating, I'm going to do it out of 5. I think that's pretty fair.
Out of 5.
In terms of the swinging element of this movie, there's truth in some of the interactions, some of the reactions. In terms of the appropriateness of how this would actually play out in real life, obviously it's...
So what's your overarching number here?
I'm going to give it 2. 2 overall.
Okay. I'm also on 2 black rings. I think it was a pretty poor representation of the swinging lifestyle in general.
So yeah, 10 rules for sleeping with other people, you get 2 black rings.
Yeah.
I'm naked!
All right, guys, so we are Kate and Daryl from the Swinging Downunder Podcast. This is Swingers React. We hope that you've enjoyed our YouTube channel, and please do subscribe because we are going to be reviewing more Swingers movies. If you feel like we've added value to your life and you haven't lost the minutes that you've spent watching this, consider subscribing if you know what I mean.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, nice to see you guys. Bye.